Hello and welcome to Eric Lyons' YouTube channel. We are here with a lamb breakdown video. It's going to be very interesting for anyone who hasn't seen this sort of side of the butchery. I have been in the office for 6 months and I've kind of forgotten how to do it. So we have our elite level butcher Luke here to hopefully teach me again, because I predominantly know how to do it, but we're going to have you in a walkthrough by Luke. Luke's going to hopefully explain a lot. I'll kind of stand alongside and throw a few more words in. But before we get into it, please like, subscribe and comment on the video if you found this useful, if you found it a bit gruesome. But this is what it is. This is what I want to do, and I want to teach younger people that we're not just buying stuff in packets. We had a hanging fridge fitted in our shop in the window. We've got whole carcasses in the window. It was a tough decision, but the younger kids are really intrigued, and we need to move back 50 years. People understand where our food comes from. I think there was a stat, 50% of kids under the age of 10, when they walk past in a supermarket, don't know the difference from a chicken to a lamb, because it's all just in packets. And that's a bit of a shambles, to be quite honest with you. And that's what we want to do. So here we are, creating a video. Probably the best way to do it, Luke, I think, isn't it?
Shall we get started then?
Get it out to the younger audience on social media and media channels, because that's where they all are at the moment. So
yeah,
here we go.
Let's get started. So I'm going to start by taking the legs off from the rest of the body. End of the bone there. As it comes in, little dip, I'm just going to slice straight down there. Come through the breast. I'm going to turn it over and I'm going to do the same from this side. Find my line, find my bone. I'm going to come straight down. Simple as that. I'm going to get the saw. Only needs a few strokes. Straight through like that. Lovely pair of legs there.
It's really lean. Again, if it's all natural product, you can get some that's a bit more fatty, but that's really nice and lean. Lovely.
Stunning local lamb.
Yeah, all of our lamb is predominantly from Stratford-upon-Avon. Obviously, we go for the best kills of the week. So again, sometimes we don't get the best, but it's all slaughtered 5-10 minutes down the road, and we'll search elsewhere to get the best produce all the time. But 90% of the time, it's all within 20 minutes of the shop.
20 minutes, half an hour. Next, I'm going to come down the bottom of the shoulder, making a nice square line, just through the bottom of the breast. And I'm going to do the same on this side.
Where's that, about two fingers from?
Yeah, just short of the knuckle.
Shoulder.
I'm just going to come nice and square again. Doesn't need to be perfect on there because it will all line up in a second. Now for this bit, I'm going to go about 2 fingers from the end of where the leg starts. Nice dip there. And I'm just going to come straight through there. Straight down, nice straight line. There we go. And that's a lovely pair of shoulders there. And what we call the saddle, which is your loin and all your chops and your breasts of lamb left on there.
We're going to do a whole breakdown here, so it's not just the primaries. We're going to try and do the whole thing in one. We might break down the video, but yeah, let's see how it goes.
So where do you want to start? Legs, middle, shoulders?
Wherever you want to start,
We'll go for the middle.
Go for the middle. Again, we've got the kidneys left in here as well. So they do sell out pretty quickly as well early on in the week. They're quite popular. So if you do want them, come in early in the week and let us know.
So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to remove those. It's as simple as just pulling them off. They're only held on by a piece of fat. So move them out of the way. And next I'm going to saw straight down the middle, because I want to split these both in half. There we are, simple as that.
And we're going to hand saw all of this. Usually you would have a bandsaw out the back, which is a machine. You can just slide it through. So it's all done by hand. You see Luke's muscles.
I wouldn't go that far. Next, I'm going to take the breast off. I want to keep the ribs even to the back, so when we do a rack of lamb, it'll be nice and straight. Nice and simple. And that's your breast of lamb. Again, very popular.
Amazing, slow roasted. Really, really nice. Again, you've got probably about 20% of fat on it, which again is perfect for what I want when I'm cooking with it. It really adds a really incredible flavour.
So again, same thing, square to my back. Straight down the ribs. And straight through. So that is a whole loin of lamb. We've got what we call the best end for your lovely loin chops, and your rib end, which we'll do a rack of lamb out of. So I'm just going to take this bone out of here. Nice, either side of the bone. Just releasing it from the meat. Pulls away nice and easily. I'm going to come to my last bone here. I'm going to go straight down. I'm just going to take the loin chops off. Lovely.
Do you want to bash it at all? Are you okay?
No, I'm good. Yeah. Take this little bit off of there. Now I'm going to saw just down here, and I'm going to take the backbone off.
Again, a lot easier with a bandsaw when the machine's on and you can just sling it through.
Bit of old-fashioned butchery.
Yep.
Just down the back, all the way down the bones.
Again, hopefully we can use this video to teach some of our younger butchers coming through. Again, we're all always next to them and want to teach them by hand, but maybe when we get a younger butcher coming through, we can show them on a YouTube video before. So if any other butchers out there feel this could be a good video to teach your apprenticeships and other younger members coming through who want to learn butchery, please feel free to use it. It'll be a good idea, I think. I'm going to do it for most cuts, I think. It'd be a good idea.
Yeah, I think it'd be a great idea. Next, I'm only going to go, because I've got quite large hands, about 1 thumb across from the edge of the bone. Straight down, keeping it level with the back again. I'm just going to slide that meat off the top of the bones. And that's just going to show the top of the bones nicely. All of that meat will get used, generally in burgers.
Burgers, cottage, shepherd's pies. We make a lot, well, all our own produce here. So nothing ever gets wasted. Making pies is a big part of our business, and again, we can always sell the best butchery produce because we can put the offcuts into our pies, and they still make the pies the best you can get because we're always using the freshest produce, where usually you would use sort of the older stuff for the pies.
Yep. No, we like to keep everything top notch, don't we?
Yeah, it keeps everything.
So as you can see, I've started already. I'm just going to go in and out of all the bones, and that's just going to show the bones nicely. I am going to avoid my fingers. Just gently coming down the one side, pulling the meat away from the bone each time.
Yeah, probably one of the best cuts you can get, really, with a loin of lamb. Rack of lamb, if you cook that whole, and then you have like a bit of a few people round, you can really impress them. And there's nothing better once you've cooked all of that than slicing down each rib. Absolutely amazing to cook with.
There we are, nice rack of lamb, and we can always just square the end up and that'll make it nice. So we'll just take that end one off.
Cracking.
And that'll leave us with a very nice rack of lamb to go with the loin chops.
Yeah, really lean again. Absolutely incredible lamb that is. Really, really nice cut.
So I'll leave that one till later, we'll sort that out afterwards.
Right, yeah. What we're on to next?
I think we'll go for the legs next, Nick.
Okay.
So make a bit of space over here.
Yeah, I don't want to...
Can put these across.
We haven't got a huge amount of space to play with, because we're trying to make it look as good as possible. It's all very raw.
So I'm just going to come through the back of there to release the legs. Nice and easy. I'm going to come straight down the middle again, splitting them in half. So I'm just going to make a line for the bottom here. And I'm just going to come as close to the middle. And just straight through. Generally you'll see a lot of legs left like that. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take these two parts of the bone out here, and that'll leave us a lovely roasting. That will leave us a lovely piece of leg for roasting.
Yes, this is quite fiddly. This will probably take a few minutes. We're going round the different bones to take them out, and then we're left with a whole leg of lamb for a roasting joint. We can then also take the sort of shank, or what we call the cleft, to go out. Perfect for slow roasting. It's the cheapest part of the lamb, and I always said, again, it's one of the best cuts. If you slow roast that, there'll be nothing better. It's like shin of beef. Absolutely incredible flavour when you slow roast them.
Extremely tender when they've been done for the right time as well.
Yeah, and there's loads of meat on a cleft to go and a shank.
Absolutely loads.
You will be paying quite a lot for like a loin of lamb or your other cuts, but again, the shank, I always say, if you know how to cook, you can save so much money and have some incredible produce.
As you can see, I'm just releasing the bone little by little, just working with my knife until it's free, all the way down there. And I'm going to get that bit of meat that's left on there out, and that will get used up again. Lovely piece there.
Perfect piece for a lamb and mint pie, that.
Yep, definitely. So when it comes to rolling, I'm just going to take a little bit of this covering off so it's nice and lean, and you won't get any bits of gristle left.
We're going to quickly roll it or not? Shall
Yeah.
I grab some string?
Yeah, do you want to grab a bit of string? So just gently working down the side, letting my knife do all the work, taking off that topping. And that there is a lamb, nice leg of lamb ready to roll, and I'll just whip that little knuckle off. There we are.
Absolutely beautiful. That's a whole leg of lamb there. So when you come in the shop and you want a whole leg of lamb, that probably feeds, what, 8 people, I would say, roughly?
One that size, probably closer to 10.
Yeah. And then obviously you got your cleftico, which we leave on. You can ask for the top end or the bottom end.
We'll completely bone this one out. We'll take the cleft off that one, yeah?
Okay, yeah, cracking.
Let's
Green
go,
or white?
Let's go for green.
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 Yeah.
Just move the saw out of the way for a moment.
Yeah, a lot of butchers have different ways to string. I've been taught 5 different ways. I probably forgot them all. I don't know how you do your knot, Luke.
Oh, just under, over, under.
Under, over, under. There we are.
And
Simple
then
as.
just pull it nice and tight.
The key is to basically you're creating a knot that doesn't get released. So it will stick. When you pull it tighter and tighter and tighter, there's nothing in that. So when you cook it, it all holds shape and you get a nice even cook.
As Nick said, many different ways to use the string as well. This is just the one I'm comfiest with, and I find works the best for my style. But every person generally is quite different, and they all have their own way of working with a knife and with a string. So just keeping it really tight, and that'll just keep everything together when you're cooking it.
Yeah, you can already see it's taking shape. And again, as a chef, predominantly, it's just a lot easier to cook when it's all in keeping.
Obviously we try and make it look nice, so we keep them all in line, about the same width apart. And I'm probably going to leave it at that.
Yeah.
You could squeeze one more on the end,
No,
but I think that's
bang on.
That's plenty there.
An absolute beauty. Again, bit of oil over the top, bit of salt, pepper, a bit of whatever herb you feel. I like a bit of rosemary on my lamb. Any the herb that suits lamb? Bit of mint.
Yeah, mint goes very well.
Mint afterwards, to be fair. I wouldn't cook it with the
little
mint.
bit of garlic.
Garlic, yeah, if you feel like that.
So with the other leg, we're going to bone it out completely. That'll give us nice lamb steaks.
Yeah.
A bit of diced lamb and our lamb shank as well.
Yeah, let's crack on with that.
So I'll just take the end off first, same as I did with the other one.
I hope you're still with us. It might be a long video, but hopefully there's a lot to learn and kind of skip through different sections.
So we're taking the cleft toe, as we call it, a lamb shank. There's a little dip just at the end of the knuckle there. All I'm going to do is I'm going to come from this side. I'm just going to meet that joint there.
Hit it first time. So again, it was on my chicken video. You can miss the joint a bit and you have to find your way through, but that was a lovely clean cut. First time. That is what I think is one of the best cuts to cook with if you know how to, well, just put it in a slow cooker for 7 or 8 hours. A lot cheaper than anything else on the lamb. And again, amazing flavour.
And same with the other leg. I'm just going to take the bone out, just releasing it little bit by little, finding that joint again in there, just releasing it. Sometimes it's better just to take your time, just release it very slowly and let your knife do all the work. And that's just coming out nicely. So just take that bone out again. One more time, I'm going to take that little piece of meat out the bone, because that will go into the pies tonight when they cook. So the next job is going to be taking what we call the top side of lamb off, which is this lovely piece of meat here, and we're going to use that for our lamb steaks. So all I'm going to do, there's one end of the bone, there's the other. I'm just going to come at an angle and match them up. So just straight through there till I hit the bone. And I'm just going to find the seam, as we call it.
I'm sure there's probably plenty of butchers probably watching. They're going to be testing his work to see how close we get to the bone, because you don't want anything left on the bone.
And as we come across, we hit what we call the seam, which is this little bit of sinew, and we're just going to follow that until it rolls off. And that there, we'll take that piece off, and that will be used beautifully for some lamb steaks.
Lamb steaks, yeah, incredible.
So I'm just going to come all the way around this bone until it comes out, and then we'll have the rest of the leg for a nice bit of diced lamb. And we do a butterflied leg of lamb as well. After we've taken this bone out, really nice on the barbecue. Bit of garden herb sauce we usually put on it. Again, I did that for some of my friends and they always come back for that now. No one really knows about that, but I might do a few of them chefing videos with the butterflied leg of lamb, because that is unbelievable on the barbecue. Yeah, I mean you can leave that on. We've taken it off obviously, but that is your boneless leg of lamb. Yeah, lovely, amazing produce, really lean again, absolutely incredible produce that is. Whenever we cut steaks, we just square it up. That little piece there will go into diced on the counter in the pies, and then we just take nice steaks, lovely lamb steaks there, and they'll get used on the counter. Do you want to cut? We'll cut a loin as well. Yeah, we'll cut some chops. So there's 2 lamb steaks. Look at them, unbelievable. So there are your lamb steaks, boneless lamb steaks, and then these are your loin chops. Again, really popular, more expensive than, as I said, the cleftico, probably double the price, triple the price. Again, that's sort of your sirloin of steak level of
well, your fillet probably, isn't it? That's sort of your fillet of your lamb.
There we go. Some lovely, lovely lamb chops.
They're unbelievable. They're really, really
They're
nice.
stunning.
Yeah. Really lean again. So we've got your loin chops, your lamb steaks. We've got a boneless leg of lamb. We've got a whole leg of lamb as the joints. We've got your breasts of lamb. What haven't we done? Oh, we've got your cleftico or your shank. You've got your, well, I've forgotten the name, rack of lamb.
And next we'll go for the shoulders.
Kind of line all that up nicely.
Yeah, we'll make it look pretty afterwards, I think.
We'll move everything over this way if you want. Your kidney there.
Do you want to swap sides and stand this side?
Yep.
And I'll work on that bit of free space.
That's all we're left with.
So first thing we'll do, we call it a front. It's both your shoulders and your neck. We're just going to go square to the edge. We're going to take the neck straight off. Very good for stews, nice winter dish. Ring necks of lamb.
Again, very popular in the chefing world. Never
Very
used to be very popular. And then the price gets driven up. Again, still not really expensive. It's like one of them things like oxtail. The price just flew up because all the chefs started cooking with it because they realised how nice it was. It used to just get thrown away, my dad said.
Yeah. You used to pay people to take those things and dispose of them, but now everybody wants them.
In demand, yeah.
So what I do, when personal choice of mine, there's lots of ways to bone these out. I start by coming down the back of the spine here. Simply just going to come down the back, just going to follow it through to the neck, either side, just till we get through it. And then I'm going to turn it over onto its back and I'm going to come down either side of the ribs. Just nice and gently. Pulling the meat with my left hand whilst pushing the bone away at the same time. And that's just going to free it up from the bone. Again, taking my time, making sure I'm just getting through everything. Getting as much meat off the bone as I can. And that just releases the shoulder up nicely there. That's an untrimmed shoulder. I'll trim one up shortly and we'll get it to what we call shop spec. And we'll have it looking ready to go out on sale.
Again, shoulder of lamb, another slow cooked. You do it the same sort of as cleftico, low and slow, where the roast lamb, your leg of lamb would only take 2 hours, 2.5 hours. Your shoulder of lamb you want to be cooking for 5+ hours, same as the cleftico. But again, unbelievable flavour.
Yeah, definitely.
Pulled lamb, again, has started a bit of a new trend. Same as pulled pork. You'd use your pulled pork, you'd use a shoulder, because it's a tougher muscle, so you need to cook it for slower and lower.
And I'll go back through all these ribs, getting that last little bit of meat out, and again going to shepherd's pie, lamb burgers. But carry on with the shoulder. We've got there the little strip, not very good. I mean, your dog would probably struggle to chew on that, so we'll just make sure we remove that all the way out.
They call it the taxi, some butchers call it the taxi.
Waxy taxi is
taxi.
The butcher's name for it.
I always just got told taxi, I didn't even know.
It's because it feels like wax. There you go.
I mean, yeah, your dog wouldn't be able to chew that.
There's a little clump of fat in here. I'm just going to remove that. Just pulls apart all the way around, giving us a nice bit of shape to the shoulder as well. Just getting it nice and trimmed. I'll take that foot off. And then last little bit of fat in there to remove. Sometimes we'll leave it on and ask the customer if they want it. Some like it for rendering down. Generally we take it off.
Again, if I was cooking with it, I like to leave all the fat on. Fat's the flavour, but predominantly people want leaner meat.
And that is your nice trimmed shoulder.
Absolutely unreal.
Some customers want
That's a neck fillet there as
just the neck fillet there. I'll show you how to take it out. We'll use it in our lamb kebabs. Simply just start the line and it just pulls away. And that, again, highly requested piece of meat.
Yeah, got ever more popular. People come in for lamb neck fillets all the time. We struggle to actually, because then again, on an animal, you only get two of them.
Yeah.
So that's why they're so popular. They'll sell out within seconds. So.
Oh, definitely. And if customers don't want them, we use them on our Greek-style kebabs.
Yeah, and that is unreal.
Because they're unbelievably tender.
Yeah, well, you got the fat sort of going through the meat.
Yeah,
so
yeah, very
key to
very
any tender
nice,
bit
yeah.
of meat. So apart from that, that's a cracking job, Luke, I must say. I don't know if there's anything else to say. We'll get it all lined up nicely for a little bit of a slow-mo. But that is, hopefully, one of the best breakdowns of lamb you'll see on the internet by Luke, our specialist butcher.
Thank you.
So yeah, thanks for helping me out.
Been a pleasure.
I've forgotten how to do most of that, so you refreshed my memory. Please like, subscribe and comment if you found this useful. If there's any butchers out there who said we've done it wrong, I'd love to hear from you, because Luke and me have a word to say. And apart from that,
even if you've got a different way of doing it, we'd like to learn as well.
we'd love to hear. I'll send a video in. And yeah, I hope I've helped a few people out.
Definitely.
Hopefully. So you've helped me out.
Thank you. It's been very fun.
Yeah, please subscribe and see you soon. Thank you.